Birds flying high. Breeze drifting on by. You know how I feel. Birds flying high.
Wow, what a blast. First day out, got to get out there right once the ice was coming off on that particular day. You could see the last little bit of ice that was going off. Just going to talk real quick about some of the things. We actually struggled this day. We started where crappies had been before in the past on this particular area. Biggest thing that people forget about is warmth, sunlight, 2 huge keys. We started shallow in the morning trying to find them. No bites. We spent maybe like an hour, hour and a half fishing shallow. Ended up coming back, going out deep, scanning. Didn't come through anything that we thought that couldn't see any fish in there out deep. We tried another shallow area. Not a bite, not a crappie that moved in there. So I'm just going to talk a little bit. One of the keys that I've always done, shallow water crappie fishing, is moving a lot. Any particular year, the fish can change. You know, I don't know what the deal is, but they might not go into a particular channel for these first ice ones. You know, when crappie fishing's good, you know, they move up into all kinds of areas. But these first main lake crappies, there's just like little groups that come in when it gets sunny out. You know, this particular day we spent a lot of time searching. We went through some other areas, going shallow, looking through some areas, nothing. We actually ended up coming back into this shallow water area that we started the morning in, and we found them just piled in, and they're on specific little spots. They moved up onto these little weed patches. You can see in the video of us sitting on weed patch and just fishing it. They're just like buried down there. And these, in fact, at one point another boat came and pushed us off of where we were fishing, but it didn't really matter because we knew the pattern. We actually just went down the bank like 50 yards and found another group of them stacked up in this little weed patch. Moving around is key, I think, this time of the year, just because the crappies, they're the first ones coming up. There could still be some out deep, there could still be some in between in some other areas. But moving, spending time, as you can see, we're using bobbers and plastics. I can talk real quick. Colors, couple things, you know, just using little bobby garland plastics. Colors didn't matter. I was actually using this color when me and Andy were out. When you're using plastics, couple of things. Color can matter. These first ones sometimes can be picky, sometimes not. The hardest part is finding the group of them. And also fall rate, what jig you're using. A lot of people use a real heavy jig when they're minnow fishing and such, and a lot of times crappies, they feed up, and you want something slower coming down. Andy actually had a heavier jig head on the day when we were out, and he ended up switching to this lighter jig head because fall rate, they like to keep it in their head. You know, you might think that that using a bigger jig and just letting it sit in their face sometimes is the key, but a lot of times that real slow coming down in their face just really makes them react more. Plus you can cover a lot more water than soaking a bobber. I'd rather not have to do that if I want to. But yeah, real quick, moving around, you know, obviously these first ones are really up shallow in channels, shallow bays, trying to search a lot. You know, some of the lakes we go to, any particular year, any particular day, they might move into a different area. They probably have a reason. I have no clue what the deal is, but definitely moving around, trying to figure out why and what's going on. And so that's just a couple of things that we did for this day.